Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco Podcast.
Who is the key to a happy relationship?
Yo! What's going on, people? Welcome to the Midnight Paco Podcast. As always, you can find me at Justin Fuller Comedy on Instagram.
And I am the great _COREE. That's where you can find me. And you can find us both at the Midnight Paco Podcast.
That's right.
And as you can see, we got a special guest in the house.
Ooh.
Where can they find you?
At KRAYZT9 on Instagram. That's KRAYZT9 on Instagram.
That's right. This is Tyrone Gaines, folks.
This episode of the Midnight Paco Podcast brought to you in part by the Acumen Paralegal Services. Help you help yourself the legal way. The services that they offer is they help with documents that need to be typed, guardianships, probate, divorce, wills and trust, complaints, business organization, financial planning, and legal research and writing. Go ahead and give them a call at 216-727-0049 or 216-456-2000. Michelle White will get you right. That's right.
What up, y'all? What up?
What's
up, baby?
Appreciate you stopping through, man.
Thank y'all for having me, man. I've been trying to get through here.
Yeah, of course, man. You're awesome, dude. Of course,
Finally.
man.
Y'all
Yeah,
booked up, man.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, man. Whenever y'all got time for me, I'm gonna come through.
Shit,
Finally, we
whenever
got
you got time.
Yeah.
Our schedules had to all messed up because we had you scheduled.
Yeah, right, man. I had a little audible to pull, but that was about money, man. This is about love.
Get it, dog.
You know?
Get it. Got to make that money and do the damn thing. You're a hell of a comedian.
I'ma always
definitely
tell you to
do
get the
that.
money.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So hard for us. We got to get it, man. You know.
Always.
You ain't lying, dude. It's. I mean, well, how long you been in it? Let's start off that way.
All right, so it'll be a year next month, September 11th.
Really?
So only like a little bit over a week. It'll be a
Okay.
year for me.
Do you remember your first show?
Yeah. My first show, it was at Lakewood Village Tavern.
Okay.
That was your first open mic?
First open mic, first ever doing stand-up. I had this OG who was doing comedy, and I was threatening for like a couple of months, like, man, I'm going to do it. So he's like, man, come on, I'm going up there tonight. You come up here with me. So he was like, get you 5 minutes together. And we went up there, and, first day, I'm just like,
Right.
these people, what are they going to think? I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Word.
But I went up there, and it went great.
Nice.
Went
That's what's
super
up.
great.
Nice. Well, yeah, man.
Do you remember your first show?
Oh, yeah. My first show was Trap Boy Mannequin.
What?
At the at the Exotic Cuisine.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. It was a comedy contest. It was he was hosting. I know Joey Zaza was one of the judges. This is the first time I ever met Timbuktu. First time I ever met Gene Miller. First time I ever met Sid V.
Okay.
And
Shout out to all of those.
Yeah, hell of a group. Hell of a
They
group.
funny
Yeah,
cats
yeah.
coming out of Cleveland, y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it was the competition, and I was I watched my old video, right? I could see the difference. Like when I was starting off, I was definitely just reading my speech and getting off stage. I wasn't performing comedy.
100%. Me
Yeah.
too.
I kind of
Yeah.
thought that our show was your first show.
That was my first surprise show. Yeah, look, that's a funny story. That's how I met these guys, man. Like I was going to front stage.
Shout out to Roselle.
Shout out to
Roselle Lamar
Yeah.
to do an open mic, and I always had the open mic. So I go there, and they're having these guys are having a real show. They didn't put their money together. They having a show. They dressed up. I'm like, damn. And I think I forget who didn't, but somebody didn't show up. And y'all sent Ebony out. She was like, hey, you still want to go up? I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You did a great job, man.
Yeah, man. You're a hell of a comedian, dog. You're a good personality. So, what made you want to? So you did it, for the first time last year almost, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So how long you been thinking about doing it?
Man, kind of all my life.
Okay.
Always been funny, just in goofy situations,
Right.
but You know, it's always when you're trying to do it on purpose, it's like
Right. Oh,
it's pressure.
Right.
100% different, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
look, everyone thinks that they're funny. Obviously, everyone is funny at a time, in a moment, around your friends, because they know you. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, luxury gives you that, because if your friend says something stupid, but it's stupid, you laugh because it's just your friend and it's stupid, but whatever.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? When you go up on stage and you got 5 minutes, you may do good for 30 seconds.
Right.
A minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's when the fucks start coming out, because you forget what the fuck you're gonna say, and then you're just like, well, yeah, so fuck that shit.
Right.
Woo.
Yeah, and I used to be so uncomfortable with the silence. So it's like if I wasn't getting a laugh, I'm just I started going Bone Thugs, just bippity boppity boom on the mic, just saying whatever.
Right. Well, see, the thing is, and shout out Chris Rock. I ain't never gonna say this shit, but he was like, and this is why I approached it a little bit differently. And obviously, I'm new at it, so why should I approach it this way? But either way, I'm older too, so fast tracking. You don't want just say he didn't want to laugh. He wanted get out of here, ha ha, laugh. What? Fuck you.
Absolutely.
Get out of here. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? He wants you on that ride, but obviously he's fucking Chris Rock, and he can do that, afford to do that this
Yeah,
moment.
legend,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? You know. But so who are your inspirations in?
Oh man, okay. So Patrice O'Neal, first and foremost, that is my pastor. George Carlin, of course.
Right.
Dave Chappelle.
Word.
And even Chris Rock, man. And that's no slight to somebody like a Eddie Murphy or a Richard Pryor, but those guys, they move like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you can't teach people to be like Richard Pryor. You can't teach the Eddie Murphy. There's no format to follow. To study?
Was he 21
Eddie Murphy?
when he filmed Raw
Delirious.
or Delirious?
Yeah,
21 when he filmed Delirious.
man, full with all the confidence of a seasoned vet. That Eddie got so many tools in the bag. You can't just
Right.
copy Eddie Murphy's style. You know?
Right, yeah. And Chris Rock, he writes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why people were upset when they were going to see him after everything happened with him and Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they were expecting him to talk about it, and he was like, "I wrote all this material. I have to think about that shit. I don't just come out and talk about shit. I got to craft it, basically."
Right. He's an artist, man.
Yeah, so you know.
Hey, you know what I was thinking about?
What's that?
I wonder what would have happened if Jada would have went up on stage
And slapped him.
Chris Rock?
instead of Will. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I wonder what that narrative would have looked like.
Wow. That's a good.
Assuming Chris would have still took the slap the same way.
Oh,
just-
he definitely would have.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. He would have been like, I deserve it. He probably would have said something. He probably would have said something differently. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. Nothing. I mean, because he handled it. We had that conversation before. I think he handled it professionally. But who can say? We're not in that situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He was definitely not in the wrong.
No.
Will Smith was in the wrong the whole way. It was a bitch move on his part, which is upsetting because he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
From fucking Parents Just Don't Understand, and even before that.
I feel like I grew up with Will.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Right.
we're friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just from TV and everything.
Yeah, so it's upsetting to see him do that to one of my favorite fucking comedians, obviously, too, who's just making a joke, and because you're one, you know what I mean? It's just like, and that wasn't obviously because just because of that. Obviously, there's more to it, but either way, man, it was.
Yeah, we will. The world will never know it. You can always
No.
speculate, but until
Yeah.
you hear it out of the mouth of Will Smith or Chris Rock, you won't really know the real story.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he apologized. He had a thing where he apologized, but it was, who knows these, obviously he has to say he felt bad about it.
Right.
This and that, but he was fucking partying later on that
Man,
night.
right.
Boy, after he was like, yeah, that's how we fucking do it.
Ah.
I'm fucking Philly, yo.
Yeah,
I
man,
don't play
I don't know.
fucking games in this bitch.
That shit crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it was fucked up.
Yeah.
So
was like
Tyrone, I'm a student of comedy. I'm one of the comedians that actually watch everybody, and I say my influence is from everybody I watched. Even though I feel like I have my own style, but in your material earlier, you mentioned how you came from like a funeral background, and me with my slow self, I didn't put two and two together. I knew your name, but I didn't put two and two together. You know, Gaines, and anybody that's in Cleveland, Ohio, they know and heard Gaines. And I tell Justin all the time that
Right.
you know the Gaines Funeral Home got the majority of my family, pretty much.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
But thank you
y'all-
for coming to us.
yeah. So you did. What was your role in that business?
Oh man, so I grew up in it. So it was like all my life. Like, so you're not gonna have one job in the funeral business.
Okay.
Like I started off doing body removal from houses and hospitals, and then doing inside the funeral home. I call myself a mortuary concierge. Just whatever the job needs, I got you. You know. Then eventually I went to school. I was a funeral director for a little while, an embalmer, a grief counselor, everything.
So you could technically you could beat somebody's face.
Yeah, I can. I can restore a beaten face and then beat it and make it look awesome.
Well, the Hollywood term of somebody getting their makeup done is beating the face. So Tyrone
Okay.
you could actually do somebody's face.
Now I can't give you no smoky bedroom eye, but I can make you look alive. You know,
That's dope.
Wow. At what age did you start doing all that?
that's what I'm saying. Like kind of my whole life, but maybe 16, I started taking it seriously, and
Right.
really getting into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's young
It's
to be
never
doing
not-
all that with dead bodies.
Look,
So
I
how
was-
do you feel about death, yo?
I mean, I was never not used to it, but close to home is close to home.
Right.
Like it still sucks.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always sucks, you know.
It makes it easier for me with breakups though.
Really?
I'm like, girl, you still alive, man. I'll see you again. I done grieved
Shit.
people I would never see no more.
Right, yeah.
Leave if you're gonna leave, then I don't care.
Right. yeah.
So, all right, so you did the funeral home. So you did some, pretty much you did public speaking to people not at their best times.
At the worst times, most times.
At yeah, pretty much. That's at the worst time.
Yeah,
So you
right.
did public speaking, and that's a big thing to accomplish because most people never or say they can't even do that, and you were doing it
all the
to
time.
people at their worst times in their
Yeah,
life.
and it is difficult, especially with we do majority black families, so black people typically grieve angry.
Yeah.
So it's trying to
Right.
being able to handle business and tactfully take a cuss out without getting emotional and
Right.
whatever. But that public speaking was easier for me than doing stand up because you're under a protocol.
Yeah.
You kind of have like a little set speech points you got to hit. These aren't your words. This is the company which empowers me. You got to listen to my authority.
Okay.
But doing stand up, it's like these are my thoughts and my feelings.
Even with that, man, some people find it very difficult. Like, because basically, public speaking, if you're like conducting a meeting or if you're doing a presentation or something like that, you pretty much have your structure with the points that you want to hit. Some people have what do you call it, PowerPoints behind them, and it's still difficult for them. So you doing that. That's tough. I mean, I've done public speaking in the way that, and I was shy myself, and the way that I got out of that was with humor. So, I really was super shy, and I broke the ice with humor. If I could make you laugh, I felt better, and that's the way I proceeded with my relationships, or just not saying relationship, but business relationship,
Right.
work relationship, anything.
Yeah.
I broke the ice with humor. But that was some good training, man, for what you. And then from there, you went to radio.
Yeah. My OG Ray Robinson, the Mad Hatter. I had met him doing funeral stuff. Me and him linked up. He used to do pictures at the funeral.
Okay.
Okay.
And me and him used to always have good conversations. Like, this was before we even thought about recording anything. So he ends up getting the show down on 95.1, 95.9 WOVU.
Okay.
He ends up getting the show there.
That college?
Invites me. No, it's community radio.
Okay.
Yep, down on 72nd and Kinsman.
Okay.
And he gets a show there. He invites me down. I never leave. He starts showing me the ropes because he's been everything. He's any type of, I call him Mr. Multimedia, because anything with a pen, a mic, a camera, he's done it. So yeah, he just kind of taught me everything that he knew, and then that spun off into other opportunities, and yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
See, yeah, so you think you hit it at your perfect time in life then?
I think so, man.
Right.
I sometimes I feel like, I wish I would have started comedy younger, when my mind and my body was a little sharper.
You think you would have been a physical comic?
Maybe I might have tried it.
Yeah.
But think about all the things you know now that you can talk about, life experience that you have that nobody. I mean, think about talking about that shit.
Yeah.
You haven't talked about that shit at all.
No.
Being in the funeral.
And early, some of his early material, he spoke about it.
But he's right. I haven't gone in like I could have.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much stuff you could talk about, and I mean, I know it all depends. People don't want to, divulge shit, and you like to. I know you're clever as fuck, so you like to think about shit with your, your George Carlin list.
Yes,
You know what I'm
thank you.
saying? So I understand what you're trying to do, but there's a lot of interesting things you could talk about.
Yeah, and I
You
think
know.
if I was younger, I wouldn't have had this perspective. Like
Exactly.
my perspective from 5 years ago was totally different.
Right.
So yeah. So I to your point, I think I started at the right time.
Exactly. Okay.
I gotta ask you this. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But do you know who Uncle Kevin is?
Uncle Kevin, no.
Okay.
Who's that?
It was a funeral show. I forget the name of it.
Oh, was it the reality show?
Yeah.
With the slick uncle?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
I was just wondering, did you know who Uncle Kevin was? How you feel about Uncle Kevin?
Man, look, I've been saying I had an idea for doing it was more of a sitcom than a reality show.
Okay.
But loosely based on the funeral home life because it wasn't explored. But
Right.
I don't know, the people that run it are old school, and
Right.
we've had a couple opportunities. Like the Jackass people approached us.
Really?
They wanted to do the funeral scene for Bad Grandpa with us.
get the fuck out.
Yeah,
of
but
here.
just thought it wasn't a good look for the business. Didn't want to mess up the bread and butter with comparing it with the comedy
Right.
stuff.
Right.
I'm a natural comedian. I'm like, what? Man, tell them to come back now. Let's
Right,
do it.
right. You're like, shit, I ain't worried about the family shit. I
Right.
can launch my career.
I'm just going to grab a casket. We're going to go over to the church.
Call Johnny Knoxville now.
Right.
That you know what, and I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, they don't know how it could have actually helped the business
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, but see, for them, though, they're doing the dream. Like, being famous entertainer is my dream.
Right.
They're pursuing
Right.
shit. They're like, man, no, the dream is fine. Don't
Yeah,
you touch
but
it. Leave it
hey,
alone.
Right.
as seen on Bad Grandpa, this is the game.
Yeah.
That can bring people like
especially people in the area that didn't know, and go other places. But now people like to just follow a name. What I mean, or but to your point, people also like to what do they think they are, big time now?
Of course,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So it all depends on how that can go.
No,
You know what
I get
mean?
I get both sides.
That's the
I get
problem with
both
this
sides.
bullshit sometimes. You know what I mean? Because that's what I said in first episode. I'm like, there's going to be a lot of motherfuckers that hate what I got to say.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't going to agree with what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? But there's going to be a lot of people that agree with what I have to say.
You prepare for it. Like a lot, sometimes I say stuff preparing for the debate. Like, all right, I'm throwing this out.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Exactly.
Look,
You've thought it through.
the women in my family don't understand that. So I got this video that just did pretty good, and I was getting a lot of negative feedback. So my sister and this girl been arguing. It's since Wednesday. Like, the argument's going on right
one
now
that went
still.
viral?
Yeah. The argument is still going on right now as we
That's-
speak.
that's
Like, they both,
hilarious.
it ain't even about me no more.
Why
They,
did
they
she-
both want the last word.
Why did she even indulge?
Because the women in my family, if they get a chance to ruin somebody's day, they get excited. They're
That's
like, ooh, we about to get this bitch's IP address, and we about to...
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's just the ones in my generation, though. They just like they warriors, man. I love them. Shout out, ladies. I love y'all.
And how old are you now?
Me, I am 40.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got you about 4.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the
7.
same.
7.
It's all the same at this point until we get to like 60, Like,
Yeah, trust me, my eyesight's going bad, dog. It's these fucking screens, man. That's what it is. These goddamn phones.
Yeah.
So Tyrone, you also go by the name of Crazy T. Tell us about that.
That was my radio name. So when I was doing the show with my guy Ray Robinson, his show was called The Asylum. He was Ray Robinson, the Mad Hatter, and he had to give me an asylum appropriate name, so Crazy T.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And then I spiced it up. I'm like, I'm gonna spell it Krayzt, and make it I don't know, just make it fancy. I guess.
Crazy T.
Yeah.
Crazy T.
Crazy T.
And what was this on?
This is on 95.9 WOVU,
Okay.
BBC Community Radio.
Okay, there you go. Shit, how long were you doing that for?
Oh man, about 4 years, right?
What?
BBC.
Pause.
I did about 4 years. Like, technically, I still do it. I do my guy DJ Chris Styles. I do his show on Monday.
Okay.
And Yeah, he's a DJ. He plays all Cleveland music from 8 to 11 every day.
Nice.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The platform. Yeah, funny fact on to my public speaking, I officiated his wedding.
Wow.
Dope.
Yeah, I got my minister's license,
yeah,
man.
That is
Both of you
right.
guys
Me too,
did.
man. That is right. Yeah.
This is my first time doing the wedding.
I officiated my sister's wedding last year.
Oh man, it was cool. It was dearly beloved. It was easy because they wrote their own vows, so I didn't have that
really?
much to say. If I had to do the whole, to have and to hold to.
Well, you know what? I went online. They have a script,
Yeah.
and so I printed that bitch. I made my own like little fucking pamphlet. I put pictures and shit of me like as a fucking priest and stuff. I put my face on it.
Start the church now.
I'm serious, yo, it was hilarious. I think I gave it to my sister as a safekeep, you know what I'm saying? But they got married on the beach up on Lake Erie, you know what I'm saying, up there in Erie. So I married him up there. It was dope, you know what I'm saying? Family and that, it was quick. I was nervous,
Me too, man.
but I went by the script. Everyone did what they're supposed to. It's legally bound, you know what I'm
let
saying?
me ask you now, though, is it harder for you now doing serious speeches since you've been doing comedy?
I mean, I said the only thing I did is well, of course, because that's just my nature.
Are you like nervous doing them or?
I mean, kinda. I mean, I'm not a big speech guy anyway. That's my problem. Like I said, I've always wanted to be behind the scenes doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Creating things, put it up online, like a cartoon of some sort, maybe doing something like that. But comedy, you have to get on stage. But I'm also this way in front of my family and friends, and I'm this person. So, but I'm never a speech guy. You know what I mean? So doing that, I did it because my sister wanted to get married to her girlfriend at the time. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't do it in a church.
Right.
So they actually asked my sister to do it. So I was the fucking backup. And so then she asked me if I would do it, and I said, "Well, how can I do it?" She was like, "I get ordained." I was like, "How do you do that?" I looked online. You got to pay $70, so I did it.
Read the oath.
Yeah,
I do.
Yep. I didn't even have to do that. They sent me everything, and ta-da!
Look, it's recognized by the state of Ohio, by Jesus, and most importantly, the IRS.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So so I did that, just for them, really. You know what I mean? But it's I don't know. It's I said, it makes me feel like I got superpowers.
Yeah.
Because the Catholic Church can't even marry gay people.
Right.
Well, they won't.
They won't. No, they can't. They can't, man.
So guess what? We got powers.
Facts.
But
man.
yeah, so that's why I did it. You know what I mean? And it's just I've always and I'm not a big Bible thumper. I've never been a church guy. You know what I'm saying? But I also believe in something. I don't know, that spirit of something. You know what I mean? And who's to stop them from loving each other and and wanting to be together? So,
No, I believe in God.
Yeah.
Of course, but church is just
Exactly.
it's too whatever. Like I
Exactly.
grew up Catholic school and Baptist church, like old and like time served, man.
Right, right. I went through just my first Holy Communion, and then it was a wrap.
That was it. It was
a wrap.
like I'm leaving.
And then my dad, he was Lutheran, and so every Friday we'd have fish sticks and fucking macaroni and cheese, and I didn't like fish sticks. You know what I'm saying? It's just too fishy. I couldn't have chicken fingers. My dad was Lutheran. He'd be eating a fucking steak, and I'm like, what's this?
Right.
Why is he eating a steak, and why do I gotta eat fish
Y'all
sticks?
haven't praised the Lord enough.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Wait. This has nothing to do with what? This is a religion? Wait, what? And that's when rules just start going out of the window for me as a kid.
I didn't
Even
make it
before
line up.
that, but whatever.
Line up.
So, okay. See, I thought the Crazy T was a rapping name.
No, my rapping name. I thought I was so clever when I was young. My rapping name was rhymicidal.
Oh shoot!
It was like homicidal, but I'm killing them with the rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
When's the single?
What was your rapping name, Jay?
What was it?
J Full.
Jay Stance?
Jay Stance?
I think it was Jay Stance.
J Stance.
Has to be fresh. Jay Stance has to be fresh.
Oh, I would love to hear that single.
I have a song on the fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
Split personality.
Oh my God.
My buddy was gonna film a movie with this white dude and this black dude playing like a split personality. They have different skin, obviously, same person but different personalities.
Right.
And they were gonna flip, so I did a song for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's called Split Frame. You made a beat to it, and I just threw fucking lyrics to it. It's on there. It's not the best, but you know.
Hey, no respect. I've been checking it out.
You know, sound like DMX on that bitch.
Yeah.
Look, I can write.
Yeah.
Definitely not a performer.
That's
you know what
me.
I'm saying? One of those things.
Writer trying to perform. Yeah.
Yeah, but on stage it's different because you're just telling stories and being funny, and that's your personality, and that's something I can do.
Yeah.
That's something we can do.
That's
you
how
know
I
what
feel,
I'm
man.
saying? You know,
On any stage, I'm an animal beast. I need a special made cage and a mechanical leash. All right, that's all I got, y'all. That's it, man.
Bars.
That was rhymicidal.
Oh, that was Rhymicidal.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. Coming at ya. That's dope, man. You know, I could personally say every time I seen Tyrone out, he's attacking the mic fearlessly.
yeah.
He you know, I've always been impressed with the way he does that. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, and it's funny. Like, we're going down the list. Like, I've always wanted to get paid to speak. I didn't know how. I didn't know what it was going to end up being.
Right.
But I'm like, I'm gonna try and rap it. I'm gonna try radio. I'm gonna do funeral. I'm gonna go in front of the mic at the funeral home, at the church. You know, like whatever. But
God bless you.
I'm gonna get
for
paid
that.
to be myself someplace. You know,
There you
I was
go.
always looking for that even before I knew I was.
Yeah, I'm not boxed in. I don't like the 9 to 5, the office work. That's why I've always liked a truck driving job, a delivery job. Cause I'm fucking gone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not stuck in one spot. You know what I mean? You're floating, you're delivering, you're talking to the fucking grocery guy. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Go to another spot. Hey, what's up? Yeah, you take your shit. Bye. You know, and then you're just back. You jump through the truck and you fucking gone. You know what I'm saying? You're home. You're doing your thing. You know what I mean? It was one of those deals. It just sucked during the wintertime. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And like even doing like if I do like three shows back to back, like in three nights back to back. That fourth night, I need to go home and recharge. I got to go and get myself together with me.
And see, that's why I mean, it's terrible because I think if I need to get out at least one more night a week.
One more night a week.
I think
or
one
do
more
like
night
what
a
we
week,
did
at
Wednesday.
least. Yeah, well, twice in one day.
Heck yeah.
Twice in one day. That was kind of fun.
It
To
was.
be honest with you, because the first time, funny stuff, the set didn't go as well. But I didn't. That was just like I wanted to just try the new stuff, and I didn't plan out my time, and then my time planned out at all. So I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I knew it was like a little after 4 minutes. You know, he said I had 2 minutes left, but I knew it was time.
really short.
No, it was like 4:20.
Yeah, I mean that's what the recording said. But I recorded him saying stuff and then your introduction. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, because I was just like, fuck it, I just want to work on my son shit. And then, because if I would have went into anything else, I didn't know I had 2 minutes left. And I don't, either way,
Yeah, plus
I fucked up.
I like to having two a nights because you can fix those. You're like, all right, I saw it. I messed up
Yeah,
15 minutes ago. Let me go and
yeah.
say what I meant.
So how many shows have you ever done in one day?
3.
Wow.
3. Yeah, but it wasn't shows. Shows. It was open mics.
Yeah.
But I went it was one spot that was doing like a 6 to 10. I went there and did it was a competition. I did like a 6:30 there. Went to like 7:30 at like Hatfields on the west side, and then pulled back up to Ulysses on Euclid. Yeah.
So I was on Thursday.
Yep.
Okay, look at
Yeah.
you. And that was after work.
Yeah, right. But them bodies aren't gonna bury themselves now, Justin.
Oh, I hear you, dog. I understand, man. Shit, people need to get put to rest.
Yeah, right.
You know. No, that's dope, man. You're seeing. That's what people see. That's why every time I go out, I try and have my shit ready, timed. You know what I mean? Like, there's no me going through my phone.
Yeah.
Like I go up once, and most of the time it's at the funny stop. You know what I mean? And hopefully the crowds have been way better than it has been lately, dude. I can't wait for the wintertime. It seems like people want to come inside a little bit more. But either way, you know what I mean? You get to really see where your shit's at. You know what I mean? When there's a crowd that wants to see comedy. You know what I mean? That's what we had those conversations. But you be working it out, man. Well, you do a lot of crowd work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Not really.
You know how to talk to the crowd.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But you don't do crowd work. But you're so comfortable in when you're up there. You know what I mean? Addressing the audience, and I need to be more in the moment. You know what I'm
the
saying?
ones I really look at them is when I know I'm saying something uncomfortable.
Okay.
Something like white slavery.
That's
You know, just see where
That's
your
just
Paul Mooney
hilarious.
see who's reacting. But like when I first started, I'm looking at foreheads. I'm like not even. engaged. Like, yeah. So my next joke is, you know,
I love that one. That one's fucking great,
right?
man.
And I got that one kind of from like watching Bill Burr. Bill Burr is so good at straddling the line. He has this joke about dating a black chick.
Oh yeah.
And oh my God, he rides because like the whole time you're like, all right, where you going, Bill? Where you going? But then he just rides the line so good, and it's hilarious at the end.
See,
Always wanted to like thread the needle like that.
Right.
And I'm even like that with the gay jokes or even like the women jokes. Most of my jokes are about women.
Right.
I try to like.
Yeah, you craft them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I love and somebody who's doing that and doing it right and taking the shit seriously. You know what I'm saying? I love to see that instead of somebody just going up there and riffing. I mean, I don't mind crowd work. I get it, but our goal is an hour special.
Absolutely.
I've seen people that go up there and be like, they'll be up there and be like, shit, motherfucker, yeah, shit. And I told this motherfucker, like, look at these motherfuckers over here. What y'all got going on over here? Shit. I've seen people do that for their whole set.
Oh yeah.
Man, one of my pet peeves is at like a white crowd club, black comics who come and just overuse nigga.
Nigga,
You know what I'm saying?
nigga.
And like you doing it because you know it's gonna get a reaction. It's like with a cheat code. You know what I mean? Like
Right. That's why, look.
I ain't saying you can't use nigga. It's some very crafty ways you can do it.
Yeah.
But you know, skillfully, you know, use it.
That's why, as far as like swearing, and you know, a lot of people don't like the funny style because you can't swear and shit like that. But anyone who knows me personally knows my mouth is the worst. I have you dropping F-bombs fucking all the time, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the best, especially on rip. You know what I mean? If I'm up there with no material and I'm just talking freely, it's not good. I can't control a swear. I mean, in public, like if I'm, especially after a few drinks and you're in that setting where you're trying to be funny and you're not in an office or, you know, in court. Even when my wife is like, you trying to get us kicked out? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in there talking shit or some sort, you know what I mean? But when you're on stage and you have to be clean, it's like, you know, it's not hard because F-bomb, you know, when you're dropping a fuck, that's a cheap laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm writing, I don't write fuck. You know what I'm saying? When you're writing the word out, when you're writing it out, most of the time you're just like, I don't have to say fuck. But when you're working something out, that's when that shit comes out. Yeah. Because some people don't write. Some people just go up there with an idea and fucking flow it out, and that's where you start cursing and shit.
It does, yeah. You know, starting off, I thought that's how you had to. You know, I grew up like with Def Jam and stuff.
Oh, me too.
I'm thinking like
I want to be Eddie Murphy.
Like right. So this is how you this is how you tell jokes, right?
Yeah.
You got to throw these words in there.
Yes.
You have to, but yeah. But now you know, I like the funny stuff because it does definitely put the game on hard a little bit.
The best thing about it is you get opportunities if you go there and you know the owner likes you. You keep coming. You get opportunities to guest spots for people to come in. He actually headlines. You know, I mean, you're in there when headliners come in. He lets you come in for free to watch headliners on Fridays. If you come there on a regular, and he knows you, you know what I mean, as a comedian, he lets you watch them. You get to talk to these people. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's how we met Greg Morton. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Gary G.
Shout out to Greg Morton. Shout out to Gary
Mike,
G.
You know what I'm saying?
Mike is funny. Adam Gable.
And who's the other one? Ron. Is it Ron?
Abernathy.
You talking about Rob Ward?
No. O'Leary.
Webster Slaughter.
He was with Adam.
Herschel Walker.
Oh, McNeely.
Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry Sanders.
He looked like one of the Baldwin brothers.
Yeah, he does a great impression. Yeah. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we met, you know, all those guys coming through the Funny Stop, you know what I mean? And they're all from New York and other places, you know, Canada and shit like that. So, you know,
good networking.
I mean, well, it's and it's opportunity. Shit, Kate Quigley was there. She's from California.
Kate Quigley.
Yeah.
Well, she's from here.
Well, yeah, she's from here, but out in that.
She made it.
Yeah.
Chris Farley's brother's coming.
Yeah, Kevin Farley, I think it is. Yeah.
Is that the guy from King of Queens?
No, the guy from Tommy Boy and...
I know Chris.
Yeah.
I don't know Kevin.
That's his brother.
Okay.
That's the only reason why people are, that's how they promote it. It's Chris Farley, Chris Farley's brother.
He looked like him.
It definitely looks like him.
But he was doing comedy when Chris Farley. I think he was doing comedy before Chris Farley.
Well, that's with all of like that Tony Rock.
Yeah.
You don't get the Chris Rock's brother when he's actually really funny. You know what I'm saying? He has like I think he has another brother that does comedy too.
Sometimes you need that push, though. I'm gonna change mine from Tyrone Gaines to Tyrone Waynes. I'm gonna
You actually can
be one of
be.
the cousins.
Right.
You could be in there somewhere.
Wayne's
for
cousin.
sure.
Yeah, you look like one of Damon's offspring.
Uncle Keenan. Put me on, maybe.
Right. You could probably get away with it.
That's a Peter's hustle. Like,
Right, shit.
You should do it.
Next on stage, we got the nephew, Keenan Aubrey
great.
Waynes.
Don't do me like that, That's a low down, dirty shame.
He probably got so
no,
many
you
nephews
didn't.
and nieces that he
He
probably.
probably can't keep track.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Yeah, I'm Brenda's son. All right.
It's some Waynes that, the first generation is not in entertainment. They have kids as in entertainment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say the grand. Like, there's what's her name? She's one of the nieces, Yvette Waynes or. Keisha. Anyway, she's a stud, but she's been on the stand up side, like she's been earning it.
Oh, really? See?
Yeah, she had this joke talking about how she don't get deals. They'll get deals. Like, all right, she's gonna be in the movie. If you can get your Uncle Damon to come and be in the movie too, you gonna get the deal.
Aw, see, but that's terrible.
That's real, though.
Man.
I'm sure
that's
it is.
fucked up, man. See, that's the problem with the business. You know what I mean? That's why I just want to do the comedy side of that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wants to be a movie star.
No.
He wants to do.
No. This is the thing.
I don't mind just traveling and doing.
This is the
stand-up.
thing. I can't think of any comic that's doing it big that only did comedy.
What, you like stand up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all did something else. So basically, like here it is. Like, let's just say for this city, we're well known in the city. We can sell tickets here, but I need to be able to sell tickets everywhere I go.
Yeah.
How can that be done? We have a podcast. People
Yeah.
get to know us from the podcast. We got a
Right.
cooking show. People get to know us from the cooking show.
Right.
If we were on a sitcom, people would know us from a sitcom.
For
and therefore,
sure.
we will sell tickets.
I
to our
understand
show.
it helps. I'm not. It all depends on the offer.
Let's just take your idol, for example. One of your idols, Joe Rogan. Okay? Joe Rogan's known from Fear Factor.
Fear Factor. Yeah.
Fear Factor was a big show. People were fans of Fear Factor. He was also known in the UFC world.
Big time.
And now he has a stand-up career. Now he has one of the largest podcasts in the world.
D-Lo.
All of that stuff that I just named helped him sell tickets.
Oh, for sure. The podcast was
So
the biggest.
do I want to be a movie star? Absolutely not. Do I want to be able to provide for my family?
Absolutely. For
Okay.
sure.
And do I want to be able to sell tickets to my comedy show? Absolutely.
Definitely.
Hey, so I got a comedian question. I ask every comedian, right?
Go for it.
Movie deal, $10 million. You know what I mean? And it's a great movie. You're gonna be whatever. Do you wear the dress?
No.
Let
Although,
the church say amen.
No.
no, I'm kidding.
You're right.
White people been known to put on dresses. I'll put on a goddamn no.
No.
You can make fun of me.
That's funny.
It
What
all-
about you?
If it's a good role,
Look at
if it's
it.
if it's legit funny, man. I always
Yeah.
bring up Shanae on Martin. Shanae was a dope character. I don't think it affected Martin's career negatively at all. I think it even added to his repertoire.
So did
Yeah.
Wanda.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think once Martin did Shanae and Big Mama, it's all right, Martin. Too much. All right, pull back.
Right.
I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't think every.
So you think it'll be better if they give you a nice outfit with some leggings?
Maybe if it's something cute, like go with my. No, I'm saying I don't think every black dude in a dress is a conspiracy against the culture. You know what I mean? I think
It's different when it comes to like us because we're comedians. So
Yeah.
us doing some silly shit in a dress is fucking silly.
yeah.
It's not looked at in that way. And if that's how it's portrayed in the movie, instead of me trying to walk around, selling my dick, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay. So
Right.
so
This is a different story.
this is where this is gonna go. Like I'm gonna take it to where that whole concept came from. It like with this is a modern day of. This is the part of slavery that they really don't talk about. They would take the biggest and strongest black person that looked like the buff that people would look up to, like the other black people would look up to, and the slave masters would fuck them
I heard about this.
in front of everybody. Look at your leader. Look at who you look up to. Look,
Right.
This is what I'm going to do. You're going to take his manhood away from him in public. All right. So here we are. You got a big star. You got Eddie Murphy. You got Martin, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. This is the big black buck. This is who y'all looking up to.
Mm-hmm.
we ain't gonna fuck him, but we gonna put a dress on him. Look at your leader now. Look at who you look up to. Look what we done.
Yeah, but I think people look at that, and it all depends on who it is. Like I said, Kevin Hart doing it in a scene, which is a movie, or The Rock, or Eddie Murphy in a movie. I don't know that they look at it in that light.
I think now that I broke it down like that,
Maybe.
yeah.
That's a different story, but
Yeah, I don't know. Like some degree, I don't know. Like Eddie Murphy, I don't know how much it have affected him. Especially because it was like,
oh, okay. I was
because of the clumps.
I was going to ask a dumbass question. When did Eddie Murphy wear a dress?
Right, but the clumps. But it wasn't even. She was more fat than the female. The character he played. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the more.
But he played his own characters. Didn't he write it?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he wrote it, but he definitely played everybody.
Yeah, even if he played all the roles.
Even in Orbit, Respucia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that's different when you're playing multiple characters. Even with Martin, you know what I mean? I mean, look at Tyler Perry.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
He did
saying?
that role too good.
Shit.
Hey, but no, even like it's like Kevin Hart on stage. He does this joke about the female. Like, no, oh my God, no. That's a funny character. If he turned that woman into like a whatever, I don't know. That's funny. That's funny first instead of.
But everybody has a girl voice they have to use when they're doing, like, he's talking about his wife or some girl. You got to use even with me, I use kind of a bitchy one because my wife
Talking like this and all that shit. That's how she be talking all goddamn time.
Or you can express yourself like Prince did. All of Prince's all of his acts were alter egos of him.
Right.
From all of them, Sheila E., Apollonia to Morris Day, they were all his alter egos.
Man, shout out Prince,
Shout out to Prince.
Prince would bring full-grown bad bitches out of nowhere, like Apollonia. Like, where's she been? Nobody met her before. Like, she untouched.
I had her in my shower.
He grew her in the lab.
Yeah.
Vanity. Where's she been hiding at?
Right. And why doesn't anybody else have access to these women? The tweens.
right. Prince be growing them.
Yeah.
He got a garden.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's up to the person. I can't be mad at anybody that wants to, change the dynamics of their family lifestyle or their family if they want to do a role like that. But me personally, I just couldn't do it.
I mean, $10 million, I'll put on a dress. Fuck that shit.
It's just one movie.
I ain't sucking a dick.
No.
I ain't getting it in the ass.
Just talking about fashion here,
Exactly.
Justin.
I'm
just talking
saying.
about fashion, brother.
I know, but there's a casting couch, Tyrone. Them bitches be wearing dresses on the casting couch.
Man, I think that's another beauty about doing comedy. You can kind of go independent, so you don't have to do certain things I've been told you have to do in Hollywood to make it.
That's why we gonna stay independent,
Man,
dog,
right, all
and
day.
make it happen with the Justice League. We're gonna find more motherfuckers to connect with and be on rip.
Unfortunately, I'm letting it be known, like my half of the Midnight Paco podcast, with the right number. So,
Oh, this motherfucker.
sold to the highest bidder.
There's no halves. What are you talking about?
There'd be some college kid named Scott, like, here, I'm taking over the side of the podcast.
Like, how much you paying, Scott?
I mean, you can find a bunch of bald-headed white dudes with beards. I'm sure of that. Goddamn, there's all types of us out there. Average as fucking this bitch.
It's just the Paco podcast. Aren't you the midnight part?
No.
No. There's a secret.
Yeah, Midnight Paco is a entity. Is a person. Is not a person, but it's definitely
it's a killer.
yeah. That's basically why it's so secretive. Okay.
Yeah.
The mystery of Midnight Paco.
Right.
Tune in next week.
Yeah. No. So Midnight Paco, I predicted the questions and the assumptions, didn't I?
All the time.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna be like, so who's Midnight and who's Paco, and what, I was like,
it sounds it's definitely leading. It's a leading name.
Yeah.
Now you gotta be. Come on, I'm not Puerto Rican, but Paco, I'm light skinned. You're obviously light.
Close
you know
enough.
what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean,
am I dark enough to be referred to as Midnight?
No. But with the name,
they're
what I'm
assuming
saying?
that I'm Midnight and you're Paco.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got some meta, like Hootie and the Blowfish type name.
Taco
So,
Paco.
like, who's Hootie? It's no Hootie, man. It's just the name of the thing.
Yeah, no Hootie in the Blowfish. Let her cry.
See, I don't even know. See, I know the group, but I wouldn't be able to pick a fucking song out of the goddamn air like that.
I only want to be with you.
Okay, see, I know that song. Okay, see, I know the song. God.
Hey, that's right. That's how he sounds. That's exactly how he sounds too.
I don't want to say it's pot.
His name
It's
is
just I don't
Darius.
give that many fucks about it, so
I
I don't.
understand.
It's not in the memory bank. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
So there's a lot of shit that's
Darius
just
gets chicks.
there's out there. All it needs is a. You know, it's just all it needs is a little. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Mr.
about.
Miyagi, he said,
Yeah, I want to do something real quick. Godfrey,
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I gotta pump this again. Okay.
Cleveland comedy is on the rise.
Yeah.
All right, this is proof. You're looking at Cleveland comedy is on the rise, Godfrey.
Yes. Whatever he says,
yeah.
I'm down with that shit.
It's time, man. I feel like it is, man. I asked y'all about do you think it is because I'm only a year in, so this is all new and exciting to me. It all looks like it's growing up, but it feels like it's a boom, a movement.
Well, let me give you some backstory on that.
Bam.
When I join these comedians' lives,
Oh yeah.
and I always say Midnight Paco podcast supports you. Cleveland comedy scene on the rise. Godfrey read it, was like, Cleveland comedy scene on the rise. Okay.
So, like you forcing it. You gonna make the waves.
No, Godfrey. Cleveland comedy scene is on the rise.
Rising up.
Yes.
Tyrone, like, okay, so, being a comic and being a creator like yourself, how do you feel about comics that don't write their own material or comics that use jokes that they didn't create? How do you feel about
Talking about joke thieves.
joke thieves? Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely wrong. I don't know. Like you gotta write your own bars. I'm old school. Even like with the raps, you gotta write your own bars. So,
Right.
my for me personally, my pride won't let me not come with my own material. And I tell you all the time, if I tell you somebody else's joke, I'm like Bernie Mac said or Chris Rock said. I'm gonna cite my source because it's relevant to the conversation, but it ain't my joke.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think you should do it. I'll tell you a story. I was at this open mic the other day, and this guy, he was like, okay, I'm going to tell you this joke that I heard from a comedian, and you tell me who the comedian is, right? And he proceeds to do 3 minutes of Louis C.K. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
It's like, all right, you kind of prefaced it, but you kind of stole it a little bit too, man.
yeah.
Like,
But not only that, it's like, are you going to use that in a show?
yeah, it's bad form.
Yeah, it's definitely bad form, especially if
Yeah.
you want people to like you for your comedy.
Yeah.
You
The
know-
only joke I ever did, like, I had a joke where I was like, when I started off, I was going to be a cover comic. Like, coming to the stage is Crazy T doing the best of Chris Rock. Win and be shopping. Like that was the whole, but that was it, though. You know what I mean?
But that's
Like,
not bad. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
But you make it your own joke, even if you
Yeah.
even if you use the same premise as somebody.
yeah.
If you got a why did the chicken cross the road joke,
Right.
You can, however you finish it is on you, and
Right.
it's your own joke. But
Right.
It's not stealing that way. But you can't go
Exactly.
bar for bar what somebody else said.
Yeah, the whole fucking thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then maybe change. Yeah, no. Actually, some of the things we've heard is word for word. You know what I'm saying?
I can believe it.
Yeah, no, it's. I've always. That's why it's weird because I've liked comedy because you get to see somebody's perspective, their opinion on something from their perspective,
Absolutely.
which is awesome because everyone has their own fucking perspective on a lot of the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of stay away from topical stuff. You know what I mean? Even though I could talk about presidents and this and that, and all, I try and stay away from that and just talk about personal things and find things like relationships, things of that nature. You know what I mean? Or things that I can talk about. I mean, more so relatable, but what you want to talk about.
But no, I agree with you on your opinion. Like if I found out Dave Chappelle had ghostwriters, I would be heartbroken.
Right.
Like that wasn't him.
Right.
That wasn't what he felt in his heart. You know what I
100%.
mean? So yeah, I get that.
But there's people like, I don't want to say not Chris Rock, but I mean even Chris Rock has other comedians sit there and help give him tags, which isn't a bad thing. They'll sit there and watch his shit and be like, you can do this, and he'll have like good comedians like he knows and trusts do that.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad because that's like if we bounce something off each other. But like Kevin Hart, I know he had people walking or going with him and write in his style, which they thought he would think. I'm sure he'd go over it and things of that nature, but they would write down things that he would think, they thought he would think what would be funny or some shit like that.
No, I get that.
So I don't know, but does that take away from his performance of it?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point are you not a comedian and a performer?
Right.
Like, they said Drake got ghostwriters, but he's kind of surpassed being a rapper. He's a performer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
But that's definitely different from then stealing word for word.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
That's agreed upon.
Yeah, exactly.
You're writing this for me. That's
yeah,
different.
you'll get credit.
Like if I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I've been at shows, and the crowd will let you know how they feel about you.
Absolutely.
While you're performing or afterwards, and I've been at shows where I've seen people walk up to other people like telling this person like, yeah, you funny, you was funny, and in my mind I'm thinking like, yeah, he was funny doing somebody else's shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel what you're saying. Like, okay, you're entertaining and you take pieces and make it your own, and I can see that art aspect of it. Like, I guess you're an artist and anything that you use is your canvas, but when it comes to the comedy, I think you should be original.
How do you feel about using dead comedians' jokes?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Especially if it's
original.
out in the ethos. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like shit. Robin Williams was known for stealing jokes, and he had to pay people a couple times for jokes. I guess.
That's what I hear. But he had his.
But his performance of shit is fucking amazing.
I'm saying it was so dense. It was so many jokes crammed into that hour. You know what I'm saying? Like he's dancing, singing, voices. You know what I'm saying?
He has a performance for sure. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I'm saying, like I'm not saying it's okay, but
Right.
if he stole 3 out of the 150 jokes he told, I don't know if it was that big a deal.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say he's a joke thief and he'll steal your cocaine.
Believe that. Nobody's doing that act sober. There's no way.
Steal your jokes and your
I don't
coke.
know if he stole it or what, but the one he did about I think being down between the girl's legs, he was doing this shit like
Yeah.
like looking up at
Oh man.
And him, he had his hairy ass goddamn arm, so it was even fucking hilarious.
But Robin Williams, he had all the tools in the bag too, as much as Eddie Murphy did.
Oh, for
all the
sure.
tools.
Yeah. There's a lot of people with performance, especially in that aspect. But it was out there. There's a few people. The biggest one was the Carlos Mencia thing, obviously, which.
On the thief side, yeah, Carlos Mencia made it all the way to HBO, stealing seasoned comics jokes.
And his openers,
Yeah.
apparently. Like his openers that would go out there and do good jokes, he would take their shit.
Yeah, I heard they had a code when he was in the building for people to do their worse or old material.
Yeah.
Because he's in the building.
Yeah, they would flash a light, I guess, when he was in the building.
Like joke thieves in the house.
Yeah.
And that's just.
That's terrible. That's like if us going to like the Funny Stop and this motherfucker just showed up that was used to, do his shit and then go out and perform and
hey,
anybody else ever Google their name before?
hey, Sean White, we ain't seen him in a while.
Who? Oh,
he might be out there killing it.
Right, killing it.
Using all our material.
Right. Yeah, you thought I used to have hair, but I shaved it for you tonight.
Like, all right, I'm Justin Fuller. I mean, I'm
right, and that's why it's so personal. You know what I mean? A lot of my shit's super personal. Where, you can do my shit, but they're gonna know it's like, change your name, I guess. But
when I first started, I was worried about that. My first jokes were Tyrone specific jokes. It was jokes about my name. Like I can't put in an online application. I got to go in and show them my personality. My name's Tyrone. But it was very, like you got to be the right place at the right time to steal my shit. I don't know how much it's worth right now.
Tyrone said, "I know. I don't look like a Tyrone. I was named after my daddy. That nigga looked like a Tyrone."
Right, he do. My mama be like, "Your daddy was a Rolling Stone. He didn't even have a hat." There go your daddy. There you go.
At least you're named after somebody.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
mom just fucking, oh, it was popular, fuck it.
Just out of nowhere, just Justin.
Oh, yes.
No, look, my
78, it was the fucking shit.
look, my dad saved me. My mom was gonna name me Ian.
Really?
No, hold on, look, E-N. Don't spell it black. Don't do it, mama.
No, yeah, like you said, you've been in it a year. I've been in it a year and a half. He's been in it a little over a year. So we're all around the same goddamn time. You know what I mean? For the most part. I think I started before him. It was only when he showed up is when more people, he would talk to more people and like get them all cohesion and talking, because when I went to Funny Stop, nobody was talking to me. You know what I'm saying? They weren't coming up to me. Ebony was the first one to reach out and said, "Hey, shout out to Ebony Timberlake."
Ebony Timberlake.
She was the first one to come up to me and was like, "Hey, you funny?" You know what I'm saying? And invited me to do some stuff and everything like that. So it was cool because she acknowledged that when. I mean, I've been going there before she was there. And it wasn't the first time I was there. She was there. I've been going there for weeks, and she was there one night, and I went up, and she said it. So all these other motherfuckers been seeing me for weeks before, and not said a word. But now he's reached out to all these people. You know, we're cool now. You know what I mean? But for the most part, you know, it was because of him where I feel like wherever I'm at, it's getting knitter. You know, you reach out more. You know what I'm saying? Because we're floaters. You know what I'm saying? We go, we hang out, you know, in different areas and things of that nature. You more than anything, you hit all these spots.
Man, I try to, man.
We hit them when we can, for the most part. Wednesdays, Thursdays is the main. But now that when we do our part, you know, the weeks, fucking day work, the way the schedule is, man, it's tough to get out there as much as you get out there, which is dope.
Man, I try to every time. Look, I'm like I said, I'm old, man. So I used to just tell my jokes and go home.
Okay.
But you gotta stay after and go out and network. So now my body's set to third shift now. I'm just for doing this.
Kind of, you get home by like midnight.
Yeah, man, not even, man. Sometimes it'll be later than that.
God.
I'm gonna go over here and drink some more. All right. Well, good luck. Let's try it.
You know what? Just to bounce off of what Justin said, when we first started coming to the comedy Funny Stop, I was thinking to myself, like, a room full of comedians, it has to be the best place ever to be.
You would think.
And then when I got there, people wasn't talking to each other. That was messing up my chi. You know what I mean? That was like making me nervous. Like, I'm uncomfortable now. I can't perform well when I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I try to, you know, mix it up a little bit. Like, we all here for the same thing. Why are you not talking?
See, that's why I love to do it, because I bounce this to you, and I just want to get your perspective, because this is how I feel, and it's silly to feel this way, but this is the way I look at it. Even when we're doing open mics, because I look at the Funny Stop as like a home club, since it's the actual club, and that's the one I go to the most.
That's when we started at.
When we started at, it's an actual club that will give you guest spots, and you can meet headliners at. You know what I'm saying? So when you're doing these shows, even open mics, do you feel like it's a show? Like, are you on? Like, you feel like you're on a show with other comedians trying to have fun, or like, do you look at it as competition?
Oh, okay. No, I look at it as a show, but it depends on the crowd. If it's more of an audience, of a new audience, then I might do some of my best stuff, and I might try some new stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But if it's mostly comics, then I'm fucking around. I'm just trying new stuff and seeing what I'm gonna.
But your whole look at it is like, we're doing a show. I'm having fun. This is great. This is fun.
Yeah, but that's the persona. Even if I'm not having fun, even if I'm trying to keep this tight in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm on the stage. I'm looking like I'm having fun. Yeah,
exactly. But you're there to have fun too.
Absolutely.
And deliver your material.
Yeah. If this is a job, I'm quitting. If this becomes a job, I'm done with this shit.
Exactly. So why everyone uptight? Have fun out there when you go in these fucking clubs. We're on the show together.
Right. You know, and you know what? If you know somebody and as comedians, we got to support one another and really, you know, like, he pulled my coattail. He told me that I was giving a mediocre performance one time, and I was like, well, damn, you're right. I needed to hear that. So every time I hit the mic, I'm going to attack it. This guy, he attacks the mic every time he sees it.
Every time.
Every time, man. So ever since I've seen him, so, you know, and he's one of the comics that I pay attention and listen to everybody, but he's one of my favorite ones to watch because I love to see what he comes up with.
Definitely.
I appreciate that, man. You know, it was a microphone a couple years ago, man, that killed somebody real true in my family, and I never found him. So every mic I see, Got to get this work.
That's what I'm talking about.
You gotta,
Till I find him. Mike, I know you out there. If I see you, you already
it's on
know.
site.
This episode of the Midnight Paco Podcast brought to you in part by the Acumen Paralegal Services help you help yourself the legal way. The services that they offer is they help with documents that need to be typed, guardianships, probate, divorce, wills and trust, complaints, business organization, financial planning, and legal research and writing. Go ahead and give them a call at 216-727-0049 or 216-456-2000. Michelle White will get you right.
That's right.
Yo, where can they find you at, man?
Okay, IG, it's KRAYZT9 on Instagram, KRAYZT9 on Instagram. If you are in Cleveland, I am at the Haunted House Restaurant on the corner of Cedar and Taylor every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I got jokes and games and trivia. It's a good-ass time. And go to my IG and you can find all the open mics I be at too. It's listed on my page. So come see your boy, come support. And that's Tyrone, KRAYZT9 on IG.
You can follow me at Justin Fuller Comedy on Instagram.
And I am the great _ COREE. That's where you can find me on Instagram. You can find us both on the Midnight Paco Podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Midnight Paco Podcast. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And you can also find us on these platforms. What's those other platforms,
Shit,
Jay?
man, there's a whole bunch. I don't even remember. Well, for one, it's iHeartRadio for one.
Yeah.
Obviously Spotify.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we'll be Pandora.
Yeah.
XM. Waiting on the 4 to 6 weeks to be approved on that shit, but it's coming.
Okay.
So make sure you go to those platforms if you're not already on Spotify, Castbox, Apple, all these motherfuckers, boy. Check us out everywhere.
YouTube.
Peace out.
Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. 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 Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast.